Hello, Qigong friends. This is an exercise to clean our energy fields. So I'm going to walk us through the movements we're going to do, then the meditation, the visualization behind it. We'll talk about energy fields, and then we're going to go through the whole thing together. So throughout this sequence, we are working with earth energy. So for the first two of the three portions, we're actually just going to bend over and grab some earth energy. So we start with our feet parallel and shoulder width, and the movement begins with a simple bend at the waist, and we sweep our arms down and go in to grab a softball or grapefruit sized ball of earth energy. But there's a little more to it than that, of course. So in the ideal form, you would be bending over at the waist, just very simply at the hips, right? That's not comfortable for everybody. So if you need to do more of a hinge movement to get down there to keep your spine neutral, please feel free to do that. But if you can accomplish this bend at the hips and grab your earth energy, at that point, do soften the knees and let that help you rise up. But you're not going to rise up the whole way. You're going to sort of stay a little bent over this ball of earth energy you have, and hoarding it. And you're going to bring it to one hip. I'm bringing it to my left hip, and I've got my left hand underneath and my right hand on top. So you're a little bent over. You've got a ball of energy at your hip. And now we need to start condensing it. We're going to refine this energy to make it into the sort of thing that we need for this first part of the movement. And what we're going to do is wiggle our fingers and move our hands in circles, but in the opposite direction. So you can practice that a little bit. Try it the other way. We're going to flip our hands. And it takes a little getting used to, but just go with it at whatever level you're at for now. So we're hunched. We've got our ball of earth energy. And we're going to wiggle our fingers. And we're going to bring that earth energy around our bodies across the waist to the other hip. Now, if you like a little structure, you can count 12 circles of the hands. If you don't want to do that, don't do that. But when we get to this other hip, I'm at my right hip now, we need to flip it. And you got to be careful. You don't want to drop it. So when you flip it, make sure that your palms stay facing each other. And then you're like this. And you're going to do the same thing and go across. And then you flip it again and you come forward. So again, I'm standing up and then crouching back down, but you're going to stay crouched, flip, flip, center. Again, if you like structure, that's 12, 10, 2. But the counting is not necessary. Okay, I'm going to stand up once again. Don't you stand up yourselves. And now we need to condense this. So we're actually going to take our hands, smash that ball down, and then break it in two. So we're getting a handful of that refined energy in each hand. We're going to take it apart. So we do that down here. We've got our handfuls. And now we have this explosive motion up, and we release that energy like confetti. All right, so that's one. Our hands are coming down, and we're going to bend right back over and get some more earth energy. But this time, for this second part of the movement, it's going to be a big ball, like a little wider than your shoulders. And you can come up and just raise that ball up over your head and slowly pour it, raw, unrefined, right over your head. And let your arms find their place at your sides again. In the actual meditation, we are going to spend a long moment here just visualizing all of this earth energy washing down us. But for now, that's the whole motion, so we can move on to the last part. The last part, we're going to pull up earth energy again, but we're going to do it through our feet. So we are going to imagine pulling that earth energy up, and as we do, we're going to rise up on our heels, but soften the knees so that we don't actually get any taller here, even though we are on our toes. At the same time, we're lifting the arms, pulling that earth energy up through our joints, and then let the palms come back to the shoulders. So we're kind of wound up like a spring here, and then you're going to release. So you're slamming the heels down, really slam them as much as is comfortable, and pushing out with your arms. So poof, it's pretty fun. And it's a great way, it expels all of that last stuff. But then we end the movement here. And this is a meditation, so you're going to want to think of some way to close. The simplest way is maybe to step in, let the arms kind of come back together. But however you feel comfortable closing that movement in a mindful way is great. Okay, so what's the deal with energy fields? What are we talking about here? So in Qigong, we think of an outer energy field and an inner energy field, and we treat them differently. Now, the human body has an electromagnetic field. That's just true. Qigong cares about it a lot, whereas Western science doesn't really have any interest in it. So we're gonna trust that Qigong knows best here, and we're gonna cleanse our energy field. So the outer energy field extends from about the height, the distance of your elbow, but all around you, 360. So a nice tight little circle here, and then out to about 6 feet away from you. So Qigong, right, was not surprised when we were advised a few years ago to stay 6 feet away from people, because if you don't want to catch anything, whether it's a virus or bad vibes from someone, you have to stay 6 feet away so your energy field doesn't touch them, right? If you want to be really careful, stay 12 feet away so your energy field doesn't even touch their energy field. Good advice. Your inner energy field is that same distance, that elbow distance to your body. And then your body also has its own electric charge, right? That's how thoughts work. But each energy field has different characteristics. And one of them is that there's sort of a yang energy to the outer field and a yin energy to the inner field. And I like to think of that in this meditation because yang is sort of akin to electricity and yin to magnetism. And that really resonates for me with what we're doing. When we're refining this energy, it's taking on almost like a buzz, and it's kind of staticky, the same way that that yang electric energy field is staticky. So you have to sort of cleanse like with like here. And when you throw up that confetti, you can think about confetti, you can think about dust, you can think about glitter, whatever it is. You are cleansing that energy field by having all of those little bits hit whatever's in the field that doesn't belong and sink it down to the earth for recycling. When you are cleansing your inner energy field, you have to use that raw, thick, molassesy earth energy because this yin magnetic energy close to you is thick and sticky, and stuff really gets caught in there. And so you need something like that to help cleanse it out. Now, the stuff that gets caught was useful before, but it might not be useful anymore. Like a tin can that's great for holding food, but once you've eaten the food, it's just garbage. Or more precisely, recycling, because the earth is taking all of this stuff once it gets to the ground and turning it into something useful for someone else. This is the same process where we breathe out carbon dioxide, the trees breathe it in, they breathe out oxygen, we breathe it. Like, what's waste to us is helpful for something else on this planet, including energy stuff, anxiety, nerves. That's going to be really helpful to something else somewhere. We're trusting the process. Now, lastly, we bring up that earth energy through the feet, and then we expel it out. And we're using some very important acupuncture points here, right? Kidney 1 on the foot, pericardium 8 in the hand. These are how we connect to the earth and the world around us. And we're using that to help get any stragglers just out of our energy field. Okay, let's do this movement together. Bend at the waist, And grab a small ball of earth energy. Rise partway and bring that to your hip. And begin refining that earth energy, turning the hands in circles. Bring that to your other hip. Flip the hands. Bring that back across the body. And to center. Now condense. And spread that energy to your outer energy field, like dust, like glitter, like rain clearing the air of pollen. Bend at the waist again. Bring up a large ball of earth energy. Rise and pour it over your head. And let that energy slowly flow down your head, your neck, your shoulders, down your whole body, pulling away anything that no longer serves you. While the energy we released into the outer energy field finds stray bits of things that don't belong, sinking them to the earth all around you. And this thick, slow, raw earth energy drips down your arms, your torso, finding what no longer serves you. That cleansing energy has made it to your hips. It starts down your legs, bringing everything that no longer serves you back to the earth. Breathe as you watch this energy cleanse your energy fields. To the level of the ankles, slowly flows down the feet. The confetti around us getting closer and closer to the ground. Take all the time you need to let this process complete. And when you feel that energy return to the earth, lift your arms, lift your heels, soften your knees, bring the palms back, and release and close.